Hello and welcome back. We've had a bit of a break, but we have our next semi-final up. This one is High Elves against Amazons, so from the regular season this is first against fourth, with the winner playing the Nurgle team that we had, that we saw win that last game. There's quite a bit of inducements. They hired Bertha, who is an ogre who I'd not seen before. I sort of was aware existed, but didn't know what it did. But yeah, it's an ogre with dodge and break tackle, which is kind of funny. Does still have bonehead though, so I think I mentioned about the big guy star players in the last game that they don't often get the nega traits like that. Bertha does, so Bertha is just a normal ogre with dodge and break tackle, which is quite funny. Yeah, there we go. We chose to defend after winning the kick. I completely forget what happened with Fame. We've got one Fame. They did also take a Bloodbiter keg for their inducements. Spent a fair bit of treasury. Yeah, we chose to defend, setting up first. We've been over why we set up like this. I like to play defensive on defense very aggressively. Rush the ball carrier and try and split them off from the rest of the team and force errors. But I've been a bit caught out doing that against this team before because of this Hail Mary pass thrower. So it is something I need to be aware of about keeping deep, watching players who are coming forwards. Because if they throw the ball up here and can pick it up the next turn, then I've got no one anywhere near it. That's going to cause problems. And I can't clear off this thrower. There we go. Had that Hail Mary pass sticking up. So it's quite not a skill choice you see very often, Hail Mary pass, but it is one that's down here. And this coach used it seasons 3 and 4 as well. They were playing Khemri and got quite a lot of use out of it then. You don't have to worry about the low agility score on the Khemri throwers. You can just chuck the ball down the pitch. Then you've got to get someone else to pick it up. But yeah, they did. So straight away we go grab a blitz on the first kickoff, which means I'm going to be pushing this wing. I deliberately kick the ball deep into this corner because I want to isolate this thrower with the ball down here. But I can send a couple of people around this way too. These are two players I'm most likely to score touchdowns with. I've sort of identified them early on. We haven't looked at the teams, but we'll do that in a bit. In our usual way while we've got the blitz going on. So it's the blitz itself, so using the guard to get an assist. Take the knock down there for a stun. Now I can dodge and keep moving forwards. I think this player. Oh, I don't that time. But we are pushing down here, and throwers coming that way. So that's the end of the blitz. We'll have a quick look at the teams now. So that thrower does have sure hands and accurate. We've got a wrestle dodge lineman and a wrestle kick lineman, 3 unleveled linemen on the line of scrimmage, and the players that went forwards. It's a catcher with wrestle on 13 points and a blitzer on 26 points, which is why these two are priorities to score with. 3 more points will be very useful. But that blitzer's got dodge and tackle. So tackle very important in this game with everybody on the opposing team. No, even this ogre having dodge. Everyone's got dodge. This is a catcher with dodge and agility 5 who's very close to levelling. This is my blitzer who's got dodge, mighty blow, block and tackle. And then this blitzer has dodge and guard. Switch around to the Amazons. So we looked at Bertha already. They've also got a guard mighty blow blitzer there. That's a guard line woman, mighty blow movement 7 blitzer. This over here is a block line woman. Then we've got a guard blitzer, agility 4 catcher, and a wrestle line woman. Then players over here is a block catcher, and this one is a agility 4 strip ball line woman, and their thrower has sure hands and Hail Mary pass, like we already said. Or we already said about Hail Mary pass anyway. So great kick right over in the touchline. That's going to be some dice for this this thrower to go get the ball. But they are coming back to start covering that. And covering these players as well. Then going for a 3 dice block with the ogre. Sorry, one of those linemen on the line for me was not unlevelled, has block. And that's knockout straight away, so straight away down to 10 players. And numbers becomes pretty significant in this game. especially this first half. So pushing away from the ball. Does have a pretty easy dodge out. And so that is a player who's getting forward, who could maybe look to go pick up a scattered Hail Mary pass at some point. So it's someone I'm going to want to go and watch. So this needs a go for it, which is failed. So team reroll there. It does succeed. But an important thing to consider, that's the most important action they made this term. If they'd needed to use a team reroll on anything they'd done over here with the blocks, they wouldn't have had it there. The ball would have scattered, could have been anywhere, but basically if it lands there, this guy's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2+ with a reroll to dodge, 2+ to pick up, and 2+ to go for it to score. If they can't reroll that, is one thing. But they did take the risk of doing that. Didn't move off of the touchline, which means it's fairly surfable. I think this guy can reach the surf, and I'm pretty sure that's what I went for. So just to push there. Yeah, I think this player can go in for the assist. We do a bit of movement, so I do want to cover that player. Right in there. So I took the dodge into a tackle zone with the dodge player, which is 3+ with a reroll, better than a 2+ go for it. And we double won that dodge there. So that was going to be a blitz on the ball carrier to surf it. But I mean, that should only fail 1 in 36 times. It's failed then. That means it shouldn't happen again this game, which should be something of a little preview that it definitely does happen again in this game. That's a knockout there as well. So we're down to 9 players. Said numbers was going to become important. But yeah, this is looking like a pretty scrappy game already. Which is not really the game I want to be playing as Elves. I think I need to be more disengaged. It's not a go for it failed. And again, another 1 in 36 popping up there. 2 turns in succession. And that's going to happen sometimes. So over there, because that's going to be a 2 dice, so I can set up later with no dice. Dodging there is going to give me 2 dice on either of these. I've got this player who can be over this way. I think I'm blitzing there. I am blitzing there. So I can get tackle on the ball carrier at the very least. He's going to give up 2 dice, but sort of trying to trust in the block dodge combo. And this catcher can come in here as well to make sure that's only 1 dice. And then we can push out there to make this an easier dodge away for the so that lineman was trapped in between the blitzer and the ogre, so we just push that out way. And now he's got a 2+ dodge out here. And that's just to cover that space there. So going 2 squares away from here means they have to deal with these players to be able to move through there. But they are prioritising the staging up there takes that assist out, and that means that was 2 dice. Yeah, I'm prioritising clearing the ball carrier off. So find another pal there with this, I think it's a Mighty Blow guard blitzer. Yeah, and grabs a stun. And now all of a sudden I'm doing what I said at the beginning I needed to not do, and leaving myself very short on players at the back. That was a 1 dice power on a blodge player. And yeah, I'm now in a situation where I think they can just Hail Mary pass. I don't care about tackle zones on a Hail Mary pass. So up here, only player I've got up here is this thrower. He can go grab the ball this turn and chuck it back, but he'll need a 3+2+ to dodge through and get over there. Doesn't have the dodge skill, so I'll be looking to lean on team rerolls for that. And I've definitely got some safer moves I can make first, but so I just do that one. But then it's more important, make sure I've got the team reroll for this. But fails at 3+ with the reroll, with another double one, in fact, and gets knocked out. So this is a very tense and also frustrating game in this first half, especially. Actually, no, the frustration carried on longer than that. But yeah, so now this is the only player I've got anywhere near the ball, and they can just walk up to it and score at will. They can probably wait till turn 8 quite easily, because I'm running very low on players, and what I do have is up here. I've got sucked in way too easily and way too much, was too aggressive. And this is quite a nice play. It is a 1 dice, but it does set up a surf here to shove this guy off the pitch, which is just 1 dice, but they're okay with that. That would have knocked him over anyway. There's another play down. So he's the only one who's not injured. Yeah, down to 7 players with him and then the 3 knockouts. Chose to dodge there because they're not going to be able to surf this turn. And he should be able to get out with a couple of 2+. And then even the uphill works in that turn. So a couple of 1 dice blocks and a 2 red dice block works fine for the Amazons that turn. Stand him straight back up and find a power for that. No armor break. Dodge out here to avoid the surf. And start getting a bit of pressure over here so that if they're going to score, they do it quickly, is hopefully what I'm looking at. And then I think I'm blitzing here. And again, dodge it into the tackle zone on a 3+ with a reroll, because it's better than to go for it. And then he's looking at going through there. I don't think I should be re-rolling that. But yeah, fell another go for it. So did consider it fairly important to try and get him marking the ball and this player, so they at least have to roll some dice or more dice to score. They've got to pick the ball up still, of course. This player on 14 points is an ideal scoring candidate. So looking to just hold back the rest of the team who are trying to come and support, which is probably a very good idea. And they should probably move the ball away from my player who's prone, so that picking it up and bring it over here would be a good idea. Leaving this player who can become a scoring threat if that means anything at all. Let's see, agility 5 capture down. For another knockout, so that's 4 of those. Plus the surf puts us on 6 players. It sort of didn't feel like I even had 6 players at this point. This game was just last night, by the way, so still fairly fresh in the memory. And I think I'm just looking for some consolation blocks here to see if I can try and even the numbers up somehow. It's just a stun now. I do have a blitz on the ball carrier on there, which I can go for, but I don't have any options to try and recover the ball. That one I chose not to re-roll, because I'm on 1 re-roll left, and it's looking increasingly like no matter what I do, they're going to score in turn 8, which will leave me 1 turn to try and score back. And yeah, if I want to try and score in 1 turn, I'm going to want to re-roll to try and do it. That is an injury. I think that's an unlevelled lineman who's pretty new in the team. So swallow that one. That's just a badly hurt. That player will be fine next game. So dodge player going down, not going down rather, just getting pushed back. Push there, means this one can block. And I think with this T shape I'd probably push the ogre there. Then I do get to engage that player. And then yeah, just block off with that one. We have the Mighty Blow Blitzer, just getting a pushback. So I think if they're gonna vanity pass here, might be worth coming away. I know this player's stunned, but it might be worth moving over here, away from him. He's only got 3 squares of movement available when he stands up. We find a 2 dice blitz and a pow on the thrower. Doesn't really get us anywhere. Can move him back and I can find 2 dice on this guard. Guard Mighty Blow Blitzer, but that's just a push. And I don't think there's really anything else we can do, so we just end turn. Get the stun player back. I've got a couple of players they can take a swing at. Just a push there. Just trying to find powers on dodge players. Still doing a lot of this with the. I've just got 1 dice on the ball here as it stands. Could definitely have moved away from him first, or like I was saying before, if they'd moved away last turn, the ball's safer as it is. Oh, this is yeah, this is attempting another vanity pass. This is just 3 pluses with no rerolls. Reroll the throw and then fail the catch. So a glimmer of hope for me here. I do need to go 2, 3. So it's a 2 plus dodge, 2 plus go for it, and then just a 1 dice on this player who's got block and dodge. So it's 1 in 6 for the knockdown. Do grab a stun there with a 2 dice block I was left on. Standing up there, and I think yeah, go for the blitz. So you make the dodge. We don't make the go for it, and like I was saying before, want the reroll for the 1 turn attempt because I don't think I'm stopping them scoring anyway. I think the only thing that might stop me scoring is they fail the pickup, which they have. It is their turn 8. They do need a reroll for that. They've got a reroll, but I'll throw in some blocks still. So that's pretty risky. A 1 in 9 there could have been a turnover and no score. That was a miss next game that I apothecaried, so that's that wrestle catcher who I want to score with, who's back. Now we've got just trying to take as many blocks as I can to maximise those, and it's working for them in this game. Obviously with the amount of players they've lost. Are we up here yet? We're not up there yet. Oh, there's another block there on that last standing player. I'm sure they'll hit again. Yeah, going with the blitzer. So this is 3 dice, just a push. And then pushing in there, it's another 3 dice, and they can always push there as well if they need to. But finally find a power on the wrestle dodge line, who's also knocked out, so it's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knockouts. Oh yeah, so my opponent, we were talking at the time, and he said, he's like, put that player there in case it bobbles. I'm like, why put it there? It's turn 8. Like, if the ball bobbles and this player catches it, it's still a turnover. If this player's in the end zone and it bobbles and they catch it, you score. So if you're going to do that, like for safety, like stick them in the end zone where there's still a chance that it's going to score if it bounces to them. I do successfully make that and go 1-0 up in turn 8. Yes, we had 5 knockouts plus an apothecary casualty and a surf, so we were down to 4 players by the end of that drive. Took a real battering, didn't get any back either, and really a perfect drive for the Amazons, who yeah, didn't lose anyone. getting 4 players back here was massive. I was very relieved to see that, because it meant I do have the chance to one turn with the players I did have left. If they'd all failed, for instance, I don't even get the attempt, I don't think, because I just don't have enough players. I do have movement 8 players, and it's this one with agility 5 I particularly want to use, because if I have to throw the ball to them and they're marked, the extra point of agility is helpful. If they have to dodge through tight gaps, the extra point of agility is helpful. So I'm looking to chain push this player 3 squares up the pitch. And with the way the Amazons are set up, that's quite tricky. You might often see something like this line of players being back here spread across the whole pitch, and that's where you have to like dodge through tight gaps and such. But because the way these are set up, I can't sort of form a box on either side of here to try and push into someone and then start pushing my player forward. So instead I'm looking at blitzing this player into here. I need them to still be standing up, so I can then start pushing this player around constantly into this one to try and get them to, I think, this space. And then they're 2, 4, 6, 8, then they're 10 squares from the end and can reach. So pitch invasion is what you don't want to see when you go for this, but fortunately not too bad. My thrower's still up, which is a big thing. Yeah, and I lost this player who's still going to do the job of blocking the space up. I might have wanted him for a block later on, but don't get it. This player is down though, which is quite key, because it means if I can get this catcher to here, he's not even going to have to dodge away afterwards. So it's just going to be the 2 go for it. So if I can get in the ball and he's standing there, so get a push there. I sort of didn't really know what I'd need to do that, so I thought I'll put it there just in case I need that gap filled at some point. So I have to re-roll that. Not a turnover, but I wouldn't be able to score otherwise. So that's one push forward we've got. Go into a box again to get another push. And now I kind of run into difficulties because I need this square filled up. And the only options I've got are try and push the ogre there, which is 2 dice uphill, or try and push this player there, which is 1 dice. And I think I had a moment where I was like, oh, if I put 2 players in there, that'll form a box that I can use, but it's in the wrong direction, because I need that empty square is the crucial one here. So I at some point very soon go with this blitzer to try and push there. But I've used a reroll already when I got that double both down, and that is a skull, so the attempt is ended. And if that had gone in, then I did have a box there, because he'd have to follow, so I can go diagonally in there. That would be an assist, and I could push that player there, and hopefully that would be a pal, so he's not marked. Then I collect the ball, throw the ball to this catcher, and run it in. So 1 push short, and we didn't quite make it. It's a shame, because going in 1 at half time would have been a great result considering how that half had gone, but we were short, and we are behind at the start of the second half. Neither of those players come back. That second one who's knocked out was the blitzer who just rolled that skull on the 1 dice, and it means both of my tackle players are out for this drive, and we have to score. And I'm taking the approach here that I want to score quickly and then defend aggressively again, but try and do it better this time. I think we'll try and skip forward a bit. So, yeah, towards the end of my setup. Hopefully. Yeah, so I'm looking to push this wing. I want this player to score, and I want to just be screening sort of behind here with the catcher quite far forwards. But that is a blitz, so it's going to scupper that a little bit. Obviously, we've had a blitz each now. The kick's quite deep. Going for my guard there, which is just a pushback. And then come in sort of quite aggressively here to push this wing. So as this is happening, I'm thinking I'm going to have to go that way. And then they come and engage here too as well, I think. Yeah, I'll shut this wing down a bit anyway. Last one in there. And I was looking at this catcher could come through that way and with some 2+ dodges, but that one going in there means that's going to be into 2 tackle zones wherever it goes, so this player's got to come backwards. So it's looking to cover a bit because this is where they're furthest forwards. 2 dice there. And then, yeah, dodging away puts the guard in there, which means I can blitz here. Maybe look to make a gap. It's certainly what I'm looking to do anyway. And then that's one player in the screen in. Mark up a couple of players here to force them to roll some dice. Then go grab the ball, and I think, yeah, I go for the throw here because I'm still trying to do the quick score. I want to do it as soon as possible, but that is a failed dodge. Doesn't have dodge, so it has just gone far forwards, and then I need someone in here, which is this agility 5 player's job. So roll these one at a time to see if I can use the dodge skill, but no, I still need another dodge, which is failed. So few ones in that turn are unwelcome and means I've left the ball on the hit. It was way too aggressive trying to do that. It was a definite mistake. So that's crumbled this side of my line. This player can reach. This one can as well. So I'm going for it. So we're going to get 2 dice on the ball. Hope it's just going to tag some players out. Blitz with that one. So I did leave a go for it on, and then they can use wrestle to get the ball on the ground. One thing I would have done differently there, personally, they could have saved the go for it if they just dodged across this corner. Like I was saying, a couple of times in the first half, 3+ with a reroll, which Amazons have got to dodge, better than the 2+. And then it's caught by this player. So straight away we've given up possession on our attacking drive because of just being too aggressive. Because yeah, the screen wasn't in place for me to get the ball down here. And even if I'd got this player in here, if I hadn't rolled so many ones, they still come around this way. Like, that's the way they went round anyway. He wasn't going to really help that much. I wouldn't have prevented the losing the ball anyway. That's another double 1 there. It's worth pointing out. That failed, go for it. But it does give me a chance to hit the ball straight back, because I've got this player who I'm looking at who can do it. I want this player in to assist, so he does need a dodge, but it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, hang on, he leaves more. Who was I looking at? I was looking at somebody. 3, 4, 5, 6. Or was it to get there? I think it was there. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 dodges with the dodge skill to get there. 2+ rolls. So I want that player in to assist first. This one's going to come and blitz there. Hopefully not the ball down there. This player can set up and score. That's my plan for this turn. But a double 1, yet another dodge with that player again. So that agility 5 player found a double 1 dodge. I think turn 2. Has done it again. Turn 10. But that time it's the first action I took in the turn, so I just lose a whole turn because of that. And it can feel a bit rude, but you know, it's just something you have to deal with, obviously. And they'll probably, you know, I should have been standing these players up first, so at least these players aren't free next turn. doing something with this thrower that doesn't need any dice. I should be doing this stuff first. So I could probably just move the ball here this way quite safely. I'll throw in some dice here when I've got a quite easy one dice on the ball, but that's going to knock him over. And that catcher is out of the game. Just a badly hurt. I have used my apothecary already, of course, but that's the block. Nerves of Steel catcher out. Going here for a pass, which pass is okay, but the catch isn't. And that is a fumbled catch, or a dropped ball anyway. Bounces around off my players, and then there. Not really an ideal scatter for me. There would have been nice, but it wasn't. Wasn't to be. So that catcher in there. Make sure we get some players stood up first. Makes his dodge this time, and he's going to come back over this way. Yeah, to be part of this, and that's a tackle zone I can get off the ball with a power. And that's 2 tackle zones on the ball, not so bad. Find another one, finding a lot of ones. That's going to happen. Then go for the handoff, another one. So I thought the ball would be a bit safer there. Didn't really want to dodge again. I mean, he would have fouled that anyway, and it would be another armour roll I'm taking. But I thought, yeah, in the hands of this player, a bit safer, and I can try and get a bit further forward next turn if I can keep hold of it. Although they've got 2 dice on the ball there anyway. That guard player in there, and then yeah, one of these dodging to blitz round. So I'm not playing great, and I'm rolling a lot of ones. And when you get both of those, like they're the bad games you have. So using wrestle there. They could have. I didn't have dodge, so they could have just taken the knockdown that way. Although maybe they wanted to keep this catcher trapped in rather than closer to the end zone. So they're getting their own tackle zones on the ball. That is a 1 dice blitz there, which is a knockdown. Just set up 2 dice there. Don't have loads on here. I haven't made a T-shape so that I can. Don't know if that was necessarily doing a lot actually. I do move this guy sideways, which I suppose gives me coverage there. It defends that side of the pitch. But I do grab a casualty. On a 13-point block lineman. They use their apothecary to fix a -1 strength, but are still missing next game on that guard line woman. Just go for that way to cover some players. Thrower has the ball. And chucks it there. And I think I can now safely come down this way. And I'm looking at stepping away. That's another one, and I go for it. You kind of have to re-roll, because if he stuns there, I'm not scoring. But I need to do that to get him out of reach of players who can reach. I think they can't blitz at this point. Or this one can, I think. 5. There's another fail, go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this one was a 3+ dodge, obviously with a reroll, and 2 go for it gets 1 dice on the ball. But they can't get any better than that because of the go for it's. So I go for that and fail the dodge. And I can, because this looks like, because I couldn't score quickly, this looks like this is probably going to overtime, and you can probably see from this time bar that that's what's happening. I'm going to try and wait and give the Amazons the least amount of time I can to score and win the game. So marking up there, and I think because this player's on 30 points, 1 point for a level, this player's on 13, 3 points for a level, I'll try and chuck the ball to that wrestle catcher. Throw over here in case I need him later. That was an accidental one dice, just double clicking, not spotting that assist, but I get away with that. Under one dice power and get a stun out of it. And then that is just a push back on the 2 dice. Let's go for the throw here, which levels the agility 5 catcher. And then dodge away. I think I should have had him a bit further over because I've left a bit of a path. Like it needs a lot of dice and dodging through tackle zones, but this blitzer can reach the ball carrier there. Now you need to put someone in there to take this tackle zone out to make it 1 dice. Which I think, but they decided to blitz with the ogre instead, which needed to go for it. So that's succeeded on every bonehead. That needed a loner reroll, and they got a push back out of it. I'm not sure I re-rolled that, but I don't think I'd have been blitzing with the ogre there anyway. Because this player did have dice on the ball. It'd been 4+, 4+, 3+, and then to blitz from there to get 1 dice. And they're just looking for another 2 dice block. Here's a push, and then don't remember what this player does. Comes back a bit. Okay, more markers there. And I recognise that having no rerolls and the ball under pressure, I have to score to make sure we're at least level. And I do level that catcher as well, which is helpful. So I managed to keep a few more players on the pitch that drive, but still not great. Both the knockouts come back, which is brilliant. That's both my tackle players. Just 1 injury for the Amazons, which is that guard lino. And now we're defending. We'll go pretty similar to how we did the first time, because in 2 turns we can score if we can get pressure on the ball early, and if they fail a pickup. We'll try and skip ahead again. Maybe once more. Oh yeah, we had a perfect defence, so that's why it looks like we're still setting up. So kick was rolled and we had a perfect defence. Moved away from as many of the mighty blade players as we could. We couldn't avoid all 3 of them. Grab a stun on that one. And then put the guard in there. That means they can get 2 dice there too. So that's the 2 blocks they get. They'll have a blitz as well. Which I think happens over here. I think this tackle player hits my my blitzer there. Okay, just steps forward. And gets that guy down with the tackle player. So have safely picked up the ball, have it quite well covered, so I can't hit the ball. I'm going to make sure I get scoring threats in though, because it's turn 15. If no one can reach the end zone, I can't score. So that's 3 players who can score, and if we end up with something like a fumbled pass or a turnover somewhere, I can try and hit the ball and score and win the game probably. So blitzing over here because that's their biggest scoring threat. And that is a stun. And then we try and put tackle on some players to stop them moving. This is clearly the wing they're pushing. They can come this way a bit though, so I do need someone deep who can react to that. I think, yeah, just try and deny some blocks there. So I'm pretty sure they'll put a guard in there and then hit this player. But they do have to, they're in turn 15 and have to prioritise getting forwards. So that's the rest of this drive out for that player. That's basically as good as a knockout at this point. Ogre finally fails a bonehead. Took till turn 15. And then that's a failed dodge through there with no one in scoring range. So they didn't make it through for that. But I can still win the game at this point because that turnover leaves me an opportunity, and I can put a guard in there, hit with this player for 2 dice, and then if I get the ball down, this one can reach the end zone. It'll be 2+ a score. So go with the wrestle guy. Gives me a 55% chance of getting the knockdown, but it's just a push. I've got no rerolls, so just push in there, and we go to overtime. That wasn't ideal placement really. It's set up 2 dice, but he can get surfed next turn, and I'm pretty sure he does as well. I should have spotted that and used these players to protect that from happening by just taking up space here. We just come, yeah, stand over there, so they're not getting anywhere with this player. Yeah, so that sets that up. Can push there and then just blitz him off. I think there with rerolls not coming back for overtime, the game clearly going to overtime, I wouldn't have rerolled that at all. Because we're now on, yeah, no rerolls for either team for overtime. This player's getting hit too, and he's down and knocked out. So a couple of knockouts in quick succession there, reduces my numbers somewhat. Don't know where this ogre's going. Oh yeah, just trying to set up 1 dice because I've got 2 assists on. Yeah, so it's 1 dice on the thrower there. But that is a skull, and that takes us to overtime. 1-1. And really, after the first half, I was quite relieved to get to that point. Yeah, like I said, really not playing that well. I'm spotting so many more mistakes here than I did during the game as well. And obviously you got things like hitting double ones on dodges, which is annoying, but it's not as important as spotting your mistakes because you can improve on them. You can do something about that. So I win the toss and choose to attack, obviously, because it's overtime. That's what you're going to do. We are on 12 players remaining. Amazons have still got everyone but this player, and they've got a big squad of 15. So it's 11-11 on the pitch. How come's this gone back to a weather roll and stuff? That's odd. I never noticed before it rolls these again. I don't know if that's what actually happened or if it just repeated them from the beginning, because I had 1 fame. Yeah, I've never noticed that before. I haven't played a lot of overtime games. There's been a few. I don't know if that actually means anything or if it's just identical to the beginning. Weather obviously hasn't changed. That's been nice the whole time. So they've gone quite deep. And I definitely want to be a bit more patient with my attack here. I don't want to get sucked into trying to score quickly. So I'm happy to hold the ball a bit deep, draw them onto me and then try and find a space. Because I can move the ball quite quickly with passing and quick players. That's another blitz though. So 3 blitzes coming up in this game. 2 for the Amazons, 1 for me. They're going to hit this player. I think I'd have gone with the tackle one. Just for the more chance of a knockdown. This worked fine this time anyway. And is probably my best player stunned for that first turn of this drive. Yeah, so the blitz really steals the initiative. They haven't made a way through. I wonder if maybe this would have been a better blitz target, because you can create space that you can put people through and then pressure on the ball. It's going to be a touchback. And in a moment of indulgence with that, I had already decided to put this guy back and try and get a pass with him, which is why there's a catcher back here as well. So I give him the touchback. It's 2+, then 2+ with a reroll just to level him up, so might as well. And then that's where I want the ball to be at the end of the turn. No rerolls, so do want to make sure we get some more important things done first. I think the ball's fairly safe, although 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, it isn't at all. So yeah, definitely it's another mistake I've made. Over here looking at 2 dice, that's just a push, get the guard out of the way, and then you get 2 dice elsewhere as well. So this wrestle guy can hit this one, and that's just a push. Go for the pass. She's successful, so I'll level another player. So that's 3 players leveled so far, which is pretty good going. Especially a team this experienced, picking up 3 levels in a game is quite a big deal. And then we dodge away here to deny some hits. Ogre can still hit my my blitzer there, and does. It's a bold opening move, but it puts all those players in contact with the ogre, so they're going to either have to dodge away or try and do something about it. Go for my guard blitzer with theirs. And that's the wrestle catcher down. That will set up 2 dice there, so that's going to free their player on the touchline. And push forward here, so they're pushing forward towards the ball. And then just trapping these players in here. Doesn't... yeah. So trapping those players in there, I think I'd have been a bit more concerned if these 3 players had just come to this area, because this is where I want to move the ball next. And I kind of want it in the hands of my thrower, who's, from my opponent's point of view, the most dangerous player to be holding the ball. Stand these up to hold this line, and dodge away here because I want the guard in that way. That means I can hit these players, or at least one of them. Actually, I could have hit them both with yeah, I could have hit there and there with the assist from that guard. Just a push there. Does mean I get another chance at this one from this player though, so that player does still get to hit someone. And yeah, because that's a power, I can now use this player as a cage corner. So come in there. I think the throw reaches there, fine. And then I can do the handoff from that square, is what I'm looking at. But that is failed. Bobbles about, and now just catch it. Just catch it. No, it doesn't. This player does. So lots of attempts to catch the ball there, and finally, a really not ideal player does catch it. But at least we're still holding the ball. It's going to make the Amazons work for it. Another foul bonehead from the ogre, but he's only hit 2 out of 18 attempts now. That is a stunned catcher. Another 2 dice there. And they're just slowly battering their way through here to open up these players to get the ball. think if they're stuck with a pushback there, which is the most likely outcome, that guard player is going to get in the way of hitting the ball. But they do find pals on both of those dodge players. That's the assist in, and I think this one hits the ball. I think that's where we go now. And that is pals on that one. And an injury. So that's the levelled up lineman who made the pass. He's badly hurt, but that does protect his level. It's nothing permanent. And then this catcher catches the ball. So I've got to take the ball down now. Next turn. And then they're marking up over here. So I've got 2 dice on the ball. Because I've got this guard player laying down. He can just stand up. That's my assist. Now I need to take out this assist, which this player does. Ideally, I'd want this player going forwards, but I have to take this assist out somehow. And then this one can dodge, come around through there and hit on 2 dice. Hopefully into there, hopefully bounce into one of these, you can then run away with it. That's what I'd like this turn. That's the assist taken out. That's the dodge made. And I think because this player has tackle, I have to go for it. And I do get the ball carrier down on 2 dice. The ball bobbles over here. That was where I really wanted the catch to come in. Instead, this lineman catches it. That's fine. That's a pretty good result for me. And now I can go put a screen in. And this looks pretty good for me at this point. Get away from there. The fouled Ogre Bonehead made this possible to get screening players in. And then get this player away as well. So pretty good turn, all in all for me. Stand up here. Means I got to roll some dice to get this player free. So players back. Because I know I can't score next turn, not with this player anyway. These some of my slower players all over here. 2 linemen and a thrower. That's the guard. Blitzer down. Who is injured. And that is a miss next game, so that's a really big player to be losing next time out. I think that was their blitz attempt, which is 1 dice on the ball, but failed to go for it. No one's got any rerolls, of course, so straight away get forwards. But we're pretty complacent here, I think. Yeah, I think because he's gone in as a screen as well. I think 2, 3. I have to be blitzing this player. That's got to be my blitz this turn. I think I'll get greedy and do it somewhere else. Yeah, because he's going as he should have been the assist over here. This player here for screening, and then this player dodges and hits that one. I think that's what I have to do this turn. This is a massive mistake. Oh, he's got to be there. I think if he's there, it's a little bit better at least. So what I've done is put a marker in. I suppose that catch could have been the marker, but yeah, that's got to be my blitz. I can't. Yeah, I think I decided I wanted to mark that player as well, but yeah, that's got to be. That should have been my blitz this turn, definitely. Because I've left a player on the ball. It's a slim chance, but it's, you know, including a 1 dice with some dodges and stuff. But you just can't leave chances like that on, and I have. And the inevitable happens. So Ogre's in over there. Yeah, blocking here. Stuns that player. Putting a marker on that player. we now? Oh, over here. Okay. And then, yeah, this is the blitz. So make the dodge, make the go for it, roll a 1 dice power, and the ball's down. So yeah, really, that's my blitz target. Or I think if this player's just 1 square over here as well, I think it stops that. It forces more dodge rolls, which are going to be harder to make. And then getting the dodge in there and a couple of go for it's to mark that thrower makes it much harder for me, because I was looking at dodging with this guy to be the blitz on here with this as the assist, move away from the ball, and then I got a short hands thrower 3+ with a reroll to score. But getting that on there means what do I blitz now? And this agility 5 dodge catcher, who's already failed double 1s 2 dodges in this game, has just hit another one on a dodge, and also on the reroll. So it should happen 1 time in 36. Happened 3 times to the same player in this game, and this time he's broken his neck. Almost deserved, you might say, for the poor play of that catcher. Yeah, so a real mixture of hitting some very unwelcome ones at important points, and I definitely have played badly in this game as well. But that's a real shame. Like that agility up catcher has now taken an agility penalty, so he's just an expensive normal catcher. And was, I think, the biggest down point of this whole game, that injury happened. Is a real shame. And again, like this, for 2 of the 3 times that's happened to me in this game, it's been the first action I've taken a turn, because you take for granted that a 2+ dodge with a reroll is just going to succeed. But it was a turnover, so I lose the whole turn, lose the chance to affect the ball here and probably score, or possibly score. And the Amazons can definitely have a go at getting the ball here. So 1 dice on the thrower, finds a pal. So my best scoring threat. He's now knocked out. A free pickup on the ball. Well, not a free pickup, but a 3+ pickup with no markers. Ball bounces around. Quite a good result for the Amazons where it landed. I mean, it could have been there in 2 of my tackle zones, but it's in 2 of theirs. Not a great deal I can do about it. That's another dodge fail for a turnover, and another injury for another catcher. This one just badly hurt. But yeah, 2 turns running, we've had a turnover from failed dodge. Yeah, basically 3 dice in a row rolled are all 1s. But it's a dice game. They're not all going to succeed. Couple of pals there, but still on the pitch. I think they've got this agility 4 catcher who can grab the ball. They've still got scoring threats, of course. Let's hit this player, but he's staying up with dodge. And I think they've got, yeah, this agility 4. 2 agility 4 players who can move the ball quite effectively here. Blocking off this player. And then making a pass. This is to a linewoman, so it's a catcher throwing it, a linewoman catching it. They get the 2+ they needed. And then just to push there, it's a really quite risky as a 1 dice, and I thought there'd be a follow up there to firstly give an assist and also keep tackle on that dodge player. As it stands, he can come hit the ball, but I think they make exactly the right decision here and move the ball backwards, where I can't really get at it. And that is over to me. I didn't have a lot on. I did stand this player up, so I've got a scoring threat there still. And do knock that blitzer over. Couldn't really get the ball, so I'm trying to take out scoring threats. And I do get a knockout there with that player, and then that's a blitz on this one, which is just a push back. Let's follow up, so I get tackle on the ball, but they'll be able to move that pretty easily. And then snooze that, and then a dodge that wasn't a double 1, which is nice. Now this turn was quite interesting from a what's happened to the game perspective, because we did some of this stuff. We had to have quite a big, I think it was around right here, I had to have quite a big pause in the game. I think it's probably about 10 minutes. I had to help out with the kids at home. So we stopped for a bit, and then when we came back and unpaused, my opponent, I unpaused the game, the clock kept running, my opponent still had the pause screen up, which is annoying, but we dealt with that. I paused it again, we got him into the menu and he could unpause it finally after, I think, leaving the game, coming back to the window, and it was working fine. But then he couldn't move his screen around, like where you use the WASD keys or the arrow keys or just mouse to the edge. None of it was working, and he couldn't select this player. And we spent quite a long time working out what was going on, trying to work out what was going on. Nothing was working. He could select this player, but that was as far right, like he could see that was the edge of his screen basically, and couldn't select this player. And basically just ran out of time trying to sort it out. It's turn 24 for me. I couldn't hit the ball, not really. I don't know, could I have done something like, yeah, it'd have been 2 dice uphill to try and move him in, move that player out of the way, and then dodge with that one to get 1 dice. Maybe that one could throw it to this player, who I think I did slightly miscount the turns, thought I still had 1 left, so I was putting that player in scoring position, but really he was in the scoring position already. I needed to try and get in the ball, but I couldn't, and I couldn't really hit the ball anyway. And with what was just happening, it would have been a bit rude if I could. So I thought instead I'll just try and deal with scoring threats, so hit this player. Do pick up a casualty, so only my 2nd casualty of the game, just a badly hurt. Only the 2nd removal this player's got as well. He's usually been pretty good for those. So here we try and take out a couple more scoring threats. All we can really do is mark that, both of those. And then we try to dodge up to the top somewhere. Yeah, it's over there. Didn't work out. I was looking at 1 dice there and then try and follow up onto the ball carrier. That was a bit risky. What I really need to be doing is dealing with down here. Put that player in there, they've got 2 dice there with a tackle player. There's a handoff to this catcher, a dodge through there. Pushback would have been just as good. Decided they were going to blitz this guy instead, but 1 in 9 here ends the game. Didn't get it, so now this catcher's just got a path through there. So it's a handoff and a go for it, but fails the 1 in 9 catch, and that takes us to kicks, which I've never had happen to me in a game before. I've never even seen it on a stream or anything, so this is quite interesting. Explains it here. It's basically a roll off. You roll a d6 each, add your any rerolls remaining, which is nothing, add them to your score, and highest wins. But I had no idea what was going to happen here. I thought we were just going to see dice rolls and that was it. But instead it goes through this whole thing of animating kicks. So if anyone's never seen it, this is what it looks like. And the rolls already happened at this point. All this is like flavour. Just to show, obviously, Hiles throw the ball instead of kicking it. But yeah, this is how it animates the kicks, which is just a roll-off. And you're just waiting to see who misses first, I guess. I think that's how it is. Because we've got 3 halves here, this is going quite long. I've used a bit more than my lunch hour. But don't tell anyone. No one else in the league knows the score at this point either, so I just said it went to kicks. So you can all find out this way. So Hiles have got all 3 so far. Amazons have scored 2 out of 2. Three each. At the time this is very tense, but now it's really not the most riveting thing to watch. So it's 4-3, Amazons go next. And that is the miss we were waiting for, and that means we win it on that random roll-off. Yeah, so it's, okay, so it was 6-4 on the rolls, and then that's how the game ends. So it just animates by someone missing, whoever rolls lowest missing first, I guess. And we appear to be a bit stuck. Do we have to skip forwards? Okay, the replay's frozen at that point, and he's not going to do anything. So let's click the replay. Yeah, so we did win that on kicks. Yeah, first time I've ever seen it. Very nice MVP with that blitzer going up. We'll have a quick look at the teams. Obviously, I'm trying to definitely get away and encourage everyone to get away from complaining about dice rolls. So I've tried not to do that. It felt horrible at the time. With you could see so many ones rolling up, but I'm rolling so many dice that stuff is going to fail, and I can feel aggrieved at that very low dodge success rate. But it's just something you got to deal with. It just is. And maybe if I hadn't won on kicks, I wouldn't feel so, friendly towards it in that way. But that's how it goes. It's really annoying to lose that agility 5 catcher. I've got a couple of big players missing the game. The Amazons did level a blitzer, I think. Who was a guard one who's got movement 7 now. I'm pretty sure that's the only one they leveled. They're missing this player next game as a guard line woman, so they're just down to 2 guards. That's how they stand. They'll be playing the losers of our last semi-final, which is Undead against Chaos next. Because we won it, we play the Nurgle in the final for the season. We had 4 players level up. Which are that blitzer's missing the game. Yeah, this catcher who took the agility penalty injury just got block on a normal advance. Who else did level? Oh, this block lineman took dodge. This blitzer, so this blitzer rolled a double, and I think if this blitzer wasn't missing the next game, I might have gone for something a bit different. I think Mighty Blow and Juggernaut would have been contenders, but because I'm missing this player and I'm going to miss the guard, I've put another guard in. And then this catcher rolled a movement increase, so I went for a movement 9 player. I think I really was thinking, is it strip ball or dodge? But then when I saw the 10 come up, I went for the movement. But yeah, better go. One semi-final to come. I think the Undead player has been very quiet in our chat, so that's, I think, the hold-up with arranging that game. But that will be back at some point, and then we'll have the final games after that.